Hello you guys, welcome back to another video. Today we are bringing back an old series from a couple months ago, and that is So You Want to Mod. And those are my tutorials on how to mod Hearts of Iron 4. If you've seen them before, which it's very likely that you haven't, um, I have only covered country creation, just the basics, stuff like that, not too many complicated things. And I do want to start branching out into that, but before I do that, I do want to show something that not a lot of people know how to do, but actually isn't hard at all to mod, and that's going to be in-game achievements. Now, if you're wondering what I'm talking about these right here in Playthrough Overview. If you click on here and you go to Awards, this is what I'm talking about. So you see you have all these awards that Paradox gives you for completing certain things and all that, and you have all these rules and stuff. Now that's what I'm talking about. Now, if you've seen mods before give you achievements, you know that this actually can have your own like section for your own mods achievements on it, and that's what I'm going to show you today. It's very easy. You do not have to worry about interface files, funnily enough. And I'm going to show you this just latching on to my actual mod, RWS, this one right here. I'm going to make an achievement for it, and I'm just going to throw something out there. Let's see, what should we do? Let's make an achievement that you get when you are at war with the Soviet Union as Germany. Or actually, for more fun, let's have an achievement for Poland being at war with both Germany and the Soviets, which can happen in RWS in my mod. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, here I am in my mod folder. I'm hoping you know about the structure of this already, so I don't need to explain that to you. But if you do not know, please go to my old videos. I'll try to link them in the description, and you can get caught up. But anyway, you have just whatever your files are for your mod, or if it's nothing, it might be blank. What I want you to make first is going to be your common folder. This right here, COMMON. Make sure it's lowercase. And once you do that, enter that folder and make another folder called Achievements. Ignore all this. This is just stuff for my actual mod. We're just focusing on achievements today. And once you make that, make a text file in there and call it whatever you want. Just make sure it ends with achievements. I have named it 01 underscore RWS underscore achievements. Again, I'm pretty sure you're supposed to leave this lowercase. That's what I've done. It might be okay if you do it uppercase, but just to err on the side of caution, please leave it lowercase. Make sure you give it a unique name, because some mods or base game even might have that same name, and then it will mess up your file. So anyway, let's enter this with Notepad++, and as you can see, we just have a blank file here. I'm going to show you from the start to the finish. Now, the first thing you want to type in is unique underscore ID and then equals. And then this is going to be your unique ID for your achievement section. This has to be unique compared to every other mod, but you can put whatever you want. For this, I'm going to put RWS underscore achievements. What this also helps with is localization. If you don't know what localization is, again, you should probably watch my first video on HOI4 modding. But if you do know what it is, yeah, this is just what lets you input a name that's visible for your section. So once you put in your unique ID, let's just separate this into our main section with some comments, some hashtags, and then let's make our first achievement. So let's call this, let's do our ID for our achievement. We're going to call it oh my god, RWS underscore surrounded. That seem fair? Okay. And then equals, and then make it its own block. There we go. You can tell it's a block because these align, these light up. That means it is a finished block. And there are two blocks inside of your achievement block. There is a possible block and a happened block. So let's make those real quick, and then I'll explain them. Make sure these brackets align. They all are inside each other, and it all looks good. Now, your possible bracket checks at the start of the game. And this is what you use to kind of limit an achievement to a certain country. So if I wanted to limit an achievement to for this one, you have to play as Poland, right? So let's make it so the tag has to equal Poland. Make sure that's uppercase. Tags are always uppercase. So now this achievement is only possible if your tag is Poland. So the game won't have to check if the trigger has happened every single day or every month or whatever and cause unnecessary lag. If you're not playing as Poland, it'll know, okay, don't even check this. It's not possible. See? And let's have another thing here. Let's have this only apply to a 1936 start date. So for that, we're going to use the trigger has start date, and then we're going to put a less than sign, and then the date 1936 .01.02. So what this is saying is that you have to have a start date, which is what you start the game at, less than the 2nd of January. And of course, the only start date that is possible for out of the two is 1936, January 1st. So there you go. You can't get this achievement as easily. Now, if you wanted only one of these to be true again, you could do a OR block. So let's do that. OR, and then make sure you close this bracket. So you can see in my OR bracket, we have tag equals Poland and has start date. So this doesn't really make sense for this achievement, but I'm just kind of showing you what you can do. So this will check, okay, either the player has to be playing as Poland, or the start date has to be like this. So if they're not playing as Poland, but the start date is still 1936, this achievement is still possible. Again, that's not what we want, so let's just take that out. And I think that's all we're going to do for our possible block. Now, happen block. This is what determines, an achievement has happened. And for this, we're going to use what HOI4 usually uses, which is country flags. If you don't know what a country flag is, it's basically a marker that you can put on a country, and the game can check for that. So let's just do it. Let's put has underscore country underscore flag. Let's do it in lowercase. And then let's name our country flag. Let's see, what do we want to put it? We'll put RWS underscore Poland double team. That's the name of our country flag. So when you are Poland, you have this start date, and you unlock this country flag of RWS underscore Poland underscore double underscore team, it will unlock this achievement for you. And that is it for our achievements file. Alright, so now we have dived in to my events file. And this is going to differ for you depending on what your achievement is, what your goals are. But like I said before, I want this achievement to spawn when the German Reich and the Soviets attack Poland in historical at the same time. Now, in my mod, that happens because of an event that the Soviets get. This. It is time to invade Poland. This launches the attack on Poland. So, if this event is fired, the prerequisites are already fired. So this is when Poland will be at war with both of them. And so this is when I want the achievement to fire. And so to do that, all we have to do is go to our option here, and then make a new category, a new section for this. And let's just add set country flag equals, and then let's just grab the name here. Very nice name. There we go. Now, one problem you may be noticing here. This is an event for the Soviets to attack Poland, so this, with no scope, automatically goes to the root scope, so the Soviets. So we're going to scope this, and how we do that is we just type the tag, and we put it in a block. So now this is for Poland. So when the Soviets declare war on Poland, they will get the country flag RWS Poland double team, and so that will fire this because it will complete the happened block. Now there's other stuff you can put in these blocks. I'm diving into my old private mod, my family mod, so to speak, and these are the achievements for my cousin Connor's country. And we can see these are all, pretty much the same, just country flags. But you can also put other triggers here. For example, this one is for Connor to hold on to his capital all the way up to 1936, the 6th of June. Now, this has flaws because he could technically lose the capital and then grab it by this date and still get the achievement, even though he didn't, hold out the whole time. But there are ways you can fix that. This is more just to show you that you can put whatever trigger you want here. But what I've seen from my own experience and what I've seen from Paradox, is that they like to just do country flags. It's nice and simple, and then whenever you get an event or you get whatever you get, you can just add this little line of code here that gives the country their country flag and checks off that achievement, and it's really easy. And it makes it a little bit easier than checking for two things, which is what is happening here, checking for the date and checking for if they control that specific province. Now next up, we are going to do the text for our achievement, the name, the description, and also the name for our achievement section. So we're going to make this folder here, it's already made of course, called Localization. Make sure this is also with an S, that's very important. And then inside of this folder, you're going to go to English or whatever language you speak or write with for this mod. And then you're going to make a new file, a YML file. So if you can't make this with a button like over here, I would suggest going to the base game HOI4 files and copy pasting one of their localization files. That way you have a YML, and then just clear it and rename it so that it is yours to use. But you're going to make a YML file here, and you're going to put whatever name you want, but something to do with awards or achievements. I put underscore RWS underscore mod underscore awards. And then this last part is very, very important. You need to have this, character for character, underscore L underscore English, or underscore Russian, or underscore, whatever your language is. It has to have that. If it doesn't, the game will not read this file, and it will not show up no matter what you do. So now that we've made this empty YML file just from copying another one from HOI4, we're going to look, and we can see it is very empty. And we're going to do our first thing that we always do with localization files, and that is type L underscore English, or again, whatever you want, and then a colon. You can tell it works whenever that turns orange or salmon color. And then let's first do our ID. So we're going to go back to our achievements file and comment, and we're going to take our unique ID that we did earlier, and we're going to Control C and Control V. There we go. And then we are going to put another colon and then a 0, and that is just the format for all localization. And then we're going to put quotations, and then inside the quotations we're going to do our name. Let's just put RWS achievements. There we go. We got our capitalization going. Very fun. And then for your achievements themselves, it is a little weird, a little different. We're going to first of all take our ID that we wrote earlier, copy paste it. There we go. And we're going to copy paste it twice, actually. First we're going to do the name, and then we're going to do the description. Now usually for like a focus or whatever, you just do that, and then for the description you'd put that, and that would be it. But for this, for some reason it's a little different. God only knows why Paradox did that. But it is different. You have to, after the name of your ID, the one that you copied, you have to put another underscore and then capital name. Okay? And then the same is true for description, of course, but it is DESC. Make sure these are capital. Make sure they are connected to the original ID. And then we put our normal formatting characters right there, and then our quotations right there. So we're going to name this achievement. We're going to call it odds stacked against us. There we go. Seems fair. Might change that later. Who knows? And then for our description, this is what you see when you're looking through the achievements. This is kind of like your guide on how to get it. So I'm going to write down, a guide on how to get it, or you can be more, more elusive with it. If you hover over the achievement, it will also show the actual trigger itself, although that often is not as helpful. For our description, we're going to just put as Poland be under the attack of both the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany. There we go. Period. That's good. Now, if you want, you can also add localization for your country flags in here. That way, when you hover over it, when it shows the actual trigger that you need for it, it will have text instead of just looking like this with the underscores. I'm not sure if it even shows that, but if it does, you can just do this. You will go here, copy paste your country flag, add that formatting, and then just say just something general, like doesn't matter. Under attack from both sides. Okay? So now that is all good, and that should be it for localization. All our names are set up. All that's left now is our images. Now, for the pictures of the achievements themselves, again, I want to stress that this tutorial is for these achievements right here. Let me show you. It's for these ones that are just circular or square icons. It is not for the ribbons, which are their own thing, but most people don't even use ribbons, so this shouldn't really matter. Anyway, for your pictures, you're going to make a folder called GFX, like this, and in that folder, you are not going to go in interface. You are instead going to just make your own achievements folder. Make sure it's named like this, and then in here, I have leftovers from my old mod. I wonder what's going on here. Now, in your achievements file, you have 3 64 by 64 DDS files that you're going to want to make for each achievement. And these are just leftovers here. But you're going to have the name be the ID of your achievement. Make sure it matches your ID 100%. And one of them will just be the ID. Another one will just be the ID, but with underscore GREY. And then another one will be the same, but instead of gray, it's not eligible. And these differentiate, you know, if it's already achieved, if it's not achieved yet, or if it's not even possible to get. So pretty basic. So again, here we go. We have this, and you can see the sizes right here. This is 64 by 64 pixels, so that is the size you're working with, 64 by 64. Make sure that is right. And then this is also a DDS file, so make sure you save that as a DDS file. And we're just going to put whatever picture we want in here. Let's put this in. We're not being too serious here. It's okay. This is the face I would have if I was being invaded by both sides, and it might be the face that Poland has too. So let's just Control A, Control C, copy this whole thing, and then just Control V, and then just fit this into the 64 by 64 space. Perfect. Okay, this is our achievement picture. It is what will show up in game, and this is what shows up when the achievement is completed. And that's what the other images are. That's why they differ. They differ in whether they are completed or whether they are not even possible. So for the non-completed ones, we usually just do a grayed out version. So let's just make this, and then let's use our handy paint.net to just make this black and white. There you go. And that's all we gotta do there. And then for not eligible, I like to just do the gray again, and then get like a PNG of like a, you know, a halt or something like that, just to show that it's not even possible. But you can really differentiate this however you want. You can do whatever you want here. Alright, so I've just downloaded like a normal not possible sign, not allowed sign. And I'm just going to copy this, and I'm going to make another layer here, and then keep canvas size. There we go. That looks good. I mean, really basic, bare bones. You can do whatever you want with this, make it better. Again, this is just an example. And there you go. You have your 3 different files. So let's just fix these names and make them match the ID of our achievement. There we go. And then one more. Alrighty. And that should be everything. Now your achievement is in-game. Alright, so now I've hopped in-game into my mod, and we are going to see if our efforts paid off, or if I have to record all this again. Like I said before, to get to this, you have to press escape, and then play through overview, and then go to awards. Let's see. Hey, there it is. So you can see you have your own custom section here. RWS achievements, just like we wrote. And we have it right here, odds stacked against us as Poland be under the attack of both the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany. And there you go, you can even see when it's available. You have to play Poland, and the game has to be before 1936. You can see the second one is a checked, but we are not Poland, so this is impossible for us. And you can see our picture is working too. So let's switch to Poland real quick. Alrighty, now we're Poland. Let's see if this looks good. There it is. You can see it is available now, but still grayed out because we have not unlocked it yet. And the cool thing about this too is it saves, so it won't disappear once you exit the game. It will show that you've completed this forever, which is pretty neat. And again, you can make this for whatever you want. And you can not even just have one section for your mod, you could split your mod into multiple sections. If I wanted to split my Poland achievements, I could make this file in unique ID only for Polish achievements. And then I could make another one and call it, RWS German achievements, and I could split it up like that. Very cool. But you can see now that it's possible, you can see our country flag there as well. So I'm glad that we renamed that so it doesn't have the underscores and all that. And you can see will be earned when under attack from both sides. Kind of ambiguous, but it's okay because this also explains what you need to do. And let's see if it actually gives it to us. Alrighty, so I've just hacked it in, so now Germany is at war with us and historical and all that stuff is happening. And we're going to, of course, join the Allies. There we are. And we're not going to really put too much effort into this. We're just testing here. And again, we're waiting. As soon as the Soviets attack, we should get the achievement. And the cool thing about them, too, is that they show up right here. They play a little sound, too. Let me turn on my sound. Alright, here we are. We're fighting here. And I believe it is like 2 weeks in. Oh, there we go. We got our little happy sound, and we got our achievement there. But weirdly, it did not show the picture. Okay, I figured it out, guys. Don't worry. It is just because I did not write this name correctly. I did not delete all of it. This was supposed to just be the ID of the achievement. Now we have fixed that, and now it should show. It probably won't. There it goes. Now it's there. It would have showed up in the corner if I did it right, but oh well. But there you go. You can see that it's unlocked. It gives you even the date of when it was unlocked. And it's just very, very cool in my opinion. So there you go. I hope you liked this tutorial. I hope it wasn't too hard to follow. If it was, I would recommend checking out my other videos about achievements, or about HOI4 modding, sorry. And let me know what you'd want to know about next, whether it be on actions, events, decisions, whatever. I'm here for you. I will try to help you out. But anyway, that is it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you like and subscribe if you like what you see. And thank you so much to my member, Pokio. If you want to be a member, the link is down below. You get really nice benefits, and it's very cheap compared to other people. But if you can't, please just like and subscribe. Leave your comments. Let me know if you liked it. But yeah, that is about it. See ya.